Guys, here we are back for my team, and we are here for Reverse Zandvoort. Fresh off the back of the previous race in which we have begun beating Red Bull in a team rivalry. Now, last time out, the Hungarian Grand Prix, guys, the response was actually epic. Like, you guys really enjoyed the previous episode, so a massive thank you for that one, guys. And if you haven't seen it, it'll be linked in the top right. We arrive here, though, at a season break, and we have a very big episode today, and quite a few important things happen. Now, we are going to return from this season break in just a moment, and there's going to be some pretty significant updates and affecting the future of the team going especially into next season. So we go ahead and return, and this happens.
Big day. The team feel we now have enough info following our talks with possible drivers that we can now start negotiating contracts. Drivers who we've had at least an early meeting with may now be receptive to discussing a contract. Time to get things ready for next season.
So, as you know, we have been discussing with one Max Verstappen to potentially join the team for next season. Of course, we have Carlos Sainz, Pierre Gasly, but as we load things up, we get an early spoiler. Max Verstappen has signed elsewhere. Now, potentially, likely, I believe, he's actually going to be departing Red Bull Ford, which that is a massive bombshell. Where is Max going to go? So I'm going to instead go for the next best thing pretty much and establish talks with Charles Leclerc. We're going to see if we can try and sign him up, but we'll see what happens over the next couple of days, of course, as we return with a bit of a bombshell from the season break. Now, we can't do any activities. It's a very short window from the return until the next race, so we can't do nothing at all. We are going to quickly rattle through the facility improvements. As you know, we've already finished on corporate, and we are on the brink of finishing on personnel as we wrap up the level 3 upgrades, and now also in engineering as we receive 3 facility improvements off the season break. We are going to go ahead and do the final 2 that are left. So pretty much we are on the brink of completing everything. The car, as you know, is already maxed out from quite a while ago, and we're going to get a big update.
Okay, boss. Got an interesting bit of news for you. We've had a driver reach out to us to ask if we'd be interested in a preliminary chat with him about possibilities for next season. You can always say no if you're not interested, or we can see where it goes. Your call.
Now, a bit like real life, are the pieces on the chessboard starting to move? Is Max going to Mercedes? Because Russell suddenly wants to speak to us, and we've established talks with Charles Leclerc. So the chessboard is moving. The pieces are, in full effect, and we now suddenly see ourselves actually negotiating with Russell, Leclerc, and we still have Gasly and Sainz in the team. So yeah, signing a driver won't be an issue. We've got very good terms on our end. We are, pretty much giving every driver what they want. So this is interesting, and heading into this weekend, Carlos Sainz has actually been downgraded. He's gone down from 95 to 94, whereas recently we saw Gasly go from 92 to 93. So right now, it does feel like, even in the championship as well, Gasly's ahead of Sainz. The tide is turning a little bit, and Sainz is going to be MIA. Now, here is the performance chart. You can see we are the 3rd best team, ahead of Red Bull, Mercedes, Aston, behind Ferrari and McLaren. Now, I want to get your thoughts, guys. What do we do? I mentioned it before. I think next season we do a shortened season because we are running on maxed out cars, so there wouldn't be much R&D. So we do kind of like a short and sweet season and go for it. Now, the driver lineup is really interesting. Could we go for like a bombshell? I've got a few ideas in mind.
At least another 10 minutes until this rain evens out. Stay alert out there. Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now.
Leclerc, Russell. Do we go Leclerc, Gasly, Leclerc, Sainz? Do we make that partnership happen for our team? Or do we go Russell, Gasly, or Russell, Sainz? Or I was thinking of bringing back Hulkenberg out of free agency, but yeah, that's really thrown my plans off. Anyway, in terms of practice, rain started to fall and there was no dry sessions, so we did the best we could, but it wasn't an ideal session. Either way, we got enough data that we're going to get enough dry weather running to get that information that we need for the race and for the strategy. So yeah, I'm just a bit baffled about the lineups. I think we've got a few possibilities here. I mean, do I even open up talk with Hulkenberg considering that we already have Leclerc and Russell on our plate? We already have the negotiation terms re-agreed with Sainz and Gasly. So the question is, do we switch it up? Do we do something else? And do something a bit left field? So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments.
Just look at that sea of orange. No surprises if I tell you we're here in Holland at Zandvoort for the Max Verstappen celebration party. It's a quick track and perfect for high speeds, high stakes qualifying. Welcome along to the Dutch Grand Prix qualifying day.
Right, let's get to qualifying then, and let's talk about on-track action. Now, Zandvoort reverse, like all the reverse circuits, extremely taxing and high on tyre wear, and that will be something for the race. For qualifying though, we tend to do quite well in the reverse tracks. It's been a strength of ours as we tackle some traffic. We're going to head up to the line here and finish our first lap of the qualifying. It's a 1 minute 06.5, purple third sector behind Russell Verstappen, albeit half a second off, and we do finish Q1 P5 P7. Sainz right there next to us in the 1 minute 06.6s. Red Bull 1-2, potentially that could be linked to the rivalry that we have with them because they may have taken a step. But yeah, no big surprises in that one. Albon does just make it through. Mercedes have been a bit poor in the last 4, 5, 6 rounds. And they've definitely taken a step back. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the next session. So into Q2, full sunshine conditions. We're back on track looking to do a good job. I actually really enjoy this track. Zandvoort Reverse is a lot of fun. And especially this corner, I love the banking. It's so much fun to just throw the car in and try and go as fast as you can using the banking without braking. So yeah, really, really fun stuff. Heading through the final corner, closing out the lap. We did a 1 minute 06.5 in Q1. Our opening lap in Q2 is a 0.2. So we go 3/10 quicker. Behind the two Ferraris this time as Leclerc breaks into the 105s. Now, we eventually finished in 7th, but the big surprise is Carlos Sainz. He got eliminated, which is really poor. He did a 1 minute 06.6 in Q1, which would have given him P9, and he would have made it in comfortably. So I'm guessing either a mistake or traffic, something happened to him potentially because he's out, and he went 7/10 slower, which is a significant margin. So we lose one of our cars, and just like last episode where Pierre Gasly got knocked out in Q2 in Hungary, we now lose Carlos Sainz. So maybe we're just starting to struggle in qualifying a bit. Who knows? Either way, pace-wise, at the time, I feel like I was right on the limit. There wasn't much more. We've done a 106.2, so I'm thinking a clean lap would get us into the 105s maybe, as Verstappen does a 0.0, but that would be about it. So getting settled in, really good turn 1 and turn 2. We avoid the grass, which is huge. Piastri into the 105.8 as we tackle this very tricky chicane where traction is very difficult to come by. Now braking at the curb on the left, down to 4th gear, try and get a late apex and open it up to keep the speed high. Bring the car over to the right and turn in for this one. Didn't quite get all the inside apex there, a little bit wide with understeer as we go flat through here. A little bit of battery as we're all flat as well through this section. Trying to just manage the battery as we head all the way down towards the hairpin. Now for this one, 4th gear, just throw the car in early on the nose and just get to the bottom of the curb and run that camber as we use all the runoff on the exit. Now into the last corner, try and stay tight. There's also a camber here to work with. We scrap the exit, a little bit of grass on the traction as we head up to the line though. It's a really good lap and it's a 105.7.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
We go straight to provisional pole, and with 2 minutes 10 to go, it was only Antonelli on track, and I thought there was a bug, but then suddenly everybody floods out on track, so we are going to get right out there with everybody else, and we are going to go for the final run. Now, I have no idea where that lap came from, so we'll try and improve, but we'll try and fight for pole as well. mate, that might just be the qualifying lap of the season, potentially of the series. Like, we didn't get pole, but we went quicker. And look, when you're that close, you always feel like you can find 33 milliseconds. But my point still stands that that was basically a perfect lap. I had no idea that level of pace was in the car. And I'm really pleased with that. That is an insane time. I did not think we had that in our locker. And considering that our best time heading into Q2 was a 106.2, that is a vast improvement and something I did not expect. So, one of the laps of the season, it puts Pierre Gasly on the front row and maybe a chance to win the race.
Welcome along then to the North Sea coast and to the Zandvoort circuit. We're 25 miles away from Amsterdam for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, with Pierre Gasly alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, George Russell and Norris, Antonelli, Albon, Hadjar and Franco Colapinto, Stroll, Tsunoda, Jack Doohan and Lawson, Ocon, Behrman, Jack Crawford and Gabriel Bortoleto, Sainz, Aaron, Pepe Marti and Dennis Hauger rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Alongside me here in the commentary box today, former racing driver extraordinaire Naomi Schiff. So we're getting close to the start of the race. What will this driver be experiencing? Big nerves? Big excitement? What?
It certainly is a time leading up to the race where drivers feel quite nervous because that adrenaline is starting to build and it gets into your mind. So you've got to stay focused, try not to distract yourself too much. But I will say that it's once the formation lap starts, at least it was for me, that was a time where the nerves started to calm down and I got really honed in and focused on the start that was coming.
Right, this one's going to be really awkward because we have good pace, but this track is a tyre wear killer. A bit like Silverstone, the reverse tracks really add tyre wear. Austria also had the same issue. So I think this one could be tricky. I remember last season, we were really struggling for temperature and wear compared to the AI. And we basically did a medium hard tyre one stop, whereas the AI did a soft medium. Even then, I was very marginal for puncture territory. So I'm thinking I might gamble and try something different in this one. So for this race, we're going to start on the softs. I think they're not going to last very long. We're going to jump off those softs the minute they feel like crap. I'm likely going to switch to hards and then run mediums at the end. That's going to be my plan. If I have 2 sets of mediums, I may do that, but I'll see how the race goes. Either way, we're going to just basically push flat out this race, burn through our tyres as much as possible and go all out. The fuel is locked in, we're on minimum fuel, and yeah, no rain forecast. So let's get straight to it and let's see how we get on. So let's see, this is going to be interesting. We are the outlier on soft tyres. I've gone for mediums. I haven't really pushed much on the outlap. I didn't really want to wear my tyres out any more than I need to. We'll trust the soft tyres should give us good grip and good pace. But yeah, this should be a fun one, but also very unpredictable. So let's see how we do. Right, it's showtime. I have no idea what strategy the AI are going to do on that tyre, but we're going to do our own thing. And we jump straight into P1. Soft tyres paying dividends even when they're cold. We'll move up and ahead of Piastri, so good start. Now the first thing I want to do here is try and spread the fuel down, open up a bit of a gap. The more we open things up, the less cars we drag with us in DRS, the better. So we'll push. Yellow flag behind. Not sure what happened there. I just think maybe cars going slowly. But I want to just give it everything and see if we can open up a few DRS gaps, force a few battles, and really just throw this race into chaos. Like, that's what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for absolute chaos, and you know, the AI losing time battling around here, which would be a massive help. It's one of them tracks where if they do battle, they'll lose a lot of time, so that will also really benefit us. So let's see. At the minute, we've done a good job here on this opening lap to push the gap over a second and push Piastri out of our DRS range. One more good lap here and we should be good, so let's keep using the battery and keep leaning on it. Okay, good pace so far, gap up to 1.6 as we go purple and set the tone. The fuel's spreading out very nicely, so this is going well so far. Piastri's closing. I'm trying to delay the inevitable, of course, which is when we have the crossover and the medium starts to work better than the soft. The longer we keep them out, the better, but at the minute everyone is in one long train here. You can see on the minimap, clear as day, what the situation is. So both McLaren's at the back end of the 6-car train. Piastri is right there, but won't quite challenge just yet. But we do have him for company now, so soon we will reverse the roles, let him go, and we'll basically sit behind him for as long as we can and see how we manage following a car rather than being in front. Right, I think he's going to go here. I'm not even going to bother wasting my battery. We'll let him have the inside and let him move up. And now we're going to see how we follow. Probably not going to be great. The AI do a much better job in dirty air than I ever will be able to. So just got to try and stay within DRS. Already I'm looking at pitting. We've got a decent gap forming. You can see it's just behind the McLarens. Just want to try and see if we can work towards being around there. Ooh, first signs of real struggle there. Also double upshift. Not going to help.
Box, we're coming in this lap.
Right, let's see if we can extend this a little bit. Critical laps. I think the tyre wear is too high for a 1, but we'll take as much pain as we can now to make the rest of the race easier for us. Struggling now, tyre wear icon is on, so 60%. We'll go as far as we can. Maybe we can get back onto a 1-stop if we switch to hards for the next stint. Just about hanging on to the DRS, but I think we don't have long left. Maybe one more lap. Piastri slowly getting me out of range. And there we go, we're out of DRS. I've selected the hard compound tyres. I'm going to do a strategy change compared to what was originally set. Also, we've just let the gap go out to Piastri so Leclerc does not have DRS on him. So hopefully he can battle with Verstappen and co. Massive gaps in the pack. I don't know if we're going to clear this group led by Lance Stroll, but I'd love it if we could, but I don't think we have enough of a gap. We tried. I went all out in the first stint, and that's not going to help. Another slow stop. The hallmark of the the Cadillac team.
You only have to stop once now. 1 stop left.
But let's see. These hard tyres were terrible in Creator Series when we raced here, but this is a fully maxed out career mode car, so it might be a different kettle of fish. Either way, it's going to feel way better than what we had on the car just now. So one thing I will say, it would be a similar strategy to that Creator Series race where we basically did an extra stop and went flat out. We've got a yellow flag up the road here. Or had a brief yellow flag up the road. I think it's cleared now. But yeah, we're going to go flat out and push like crazy. These are going to be some critical laps before the leader's box. Let's try and get back into the race a little bit. Okay, right behind Doohan here. Deciding when the best time to pass him may be. I want to get DRS, so I think we'll just sit behind and wait for the pit straight. Even though we're going to be so quick through here. I mean, look at the grip difference. Never mind. I can't wait that long, so we're going to have to go and move up. Nearly got DRS and Colapinto, but we are just going to miss out, I think. That's a shame.
Yellow flag.
Now we have a yellow.
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
I don't see anything anywhere. Oh my god, Russell's out. It says ahead. There he is. Just parks up. So Russell was the lone kind of driver in between this group and the lead group. So
Green flag.
he's no longer in the mix. We're going to get Franco here to the outside. Nice easy move. And now we're going to get onto Yuki and Alex Albon. To be fair, we could actually do this on this lap. I'll try and get close to the pit straight. Just need to be right there. They should be boxing in probably the next lap, that's my guess. They're going to do a one stop, they're going to do medium to hard, which is what we done last season. There we go, arriving. Look at the difference through there, the confidence. We can just yeet it around that corner. Around the outside. Snowda's got no real tyres left. Can we get Albon though? Do we have enough of a straight? I don't think we do. Or do we? Yes, we do. Woo. Coming through. Coming through. Excellent bit of work there, carving through the field. Right. So at worst, we'll finish P6 today. So we can now go chasing for the remaining 20 laps and go flat out to the finish. And there we have it on cue. Leaders are in. Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc. Piastri, Antonelli stay out. We go purple. And to be fair, we've got a significant gap over Leclerc at the minute. Significant. Right, Antonelli, Piastri in. Now what we need is a bit of Group 2 syndrome, which is a cycling term. Basically, we need those chasing the leader to basically have some infighting over who's going to be the one that takes the reins. Gap is about 6 to 7 seconds, so we've got a decent little gap here. Let's see. Also, Piastri and McLaren's are way off the back of Norris and Leclerc. Or sorry, Verstappen and Leclerc, so that's good. 20% on the right side tyres. We'll keep eyes on that and see if we can manage a little bit. If we could go to the end, that would be massive. This is why stretching the first in out was so critical, to give myself this chance to see if I could try and go to the end. In principle, that's what I'm going to try and aim for. I think even if we don't win, we'll get P3, but we can win this. We've got a gap that we can allow to go a little bit, but there's still such a long way to go. 16 laps left in this race. It's a big, big time for things to go wrong or for things to change. I've got a fresh medium ready to go. The minute I realise the calculations aren't working out, we'll switch to a medium, stick to the two-stop, and go full push at the end of the race. Okay, we're arriving at traffic. So far, only Leclerc's quicker than me. We are as quick as everybody else behind. Verstappen is actually falling back a little bit towards Piastri, who is almost in his DRS range. I'm hoping to maybe get DRS off this car ahead of the Williams, but I think we're a bit too far back. Wilson, just get out of the way, mate. Thank you. He's probably going to give DRS to Leclerc, but it's all good. Whoa! Oh my god. Please, I do not want a safety car. Actually, to be fair, maybe you're not. That's not a bad thing, actually. Then we could go for the two-stop. That could be a shout if it happens, but either way, we avoid a massive incident. Leclerc seems to have lost no time and actually probably gained a little bit in the process, so that's not great. Verstappen's busy with Piastri, so literally Leclerc is the only threat. It has to be him for the win, if I can get the tyres to the end. I'm confident if I have to box, I can probably catch back up to P3 now because of the gaps. Leclerc's the one who is the wild card in this one. Right, 10 to go. Rear right, front right around 38, so we're going to be fine. We're not going to puncture. It's about 20% per 10 laps, so we're going to be around 60% come the end of the race. So it's on us to manage this gap to Leclerc. I'm pushing almost flat out, so I'm doing what I can. I'm concerned a little bit about the fuel. That might be an issue at the end. We're burning through it quite rapidly, but I'll do what I can. But we can win this. Gap under 2 seconds. 5 to go. This is going to go right to the wire. Fuel as well, everything. Gap's 1.1, but luckily the banking is so well timed for us to get a couple of tenths back as we lose Dennis Hauger. Just takes the pressure off a little bit. I'm making no mistakes, I'm driving flawlessly. That's why I'm not even talking. I'm locking in like a league race.
Okay, we've got a full course caution. The safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta.
Oh my god. This is going to be really short. I could box here, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I'll keep track position. Tyre icon has just come on, by the way. So this is going to go to the wire. I mean, it will allow us now to go to the end and not have to worry about tyres. We're going to make it anyway, but I'm willing to take a chance. We'll take a chance. Safety car should be in this lap. So there will only be DRS in the last lap of the race. So if I can keep my battery for the last lap, I think I can manage and I can keep Leclerc behind. The AI often are a bit slow on race starts and race restarts on the opening lap. So we tend to have a slight advantage there. Tyres have dropped in terms of temperature, but it is what it is. To be expected. Right, we're going to get ready here to get back underway and send it. Got to be smart about this. Right, there we go. Launch it, light it up. I want to use
Green flag.
the least amount of battery possible on this lap and save everything for the last one. I don't think we'll shake off Leclerc. Tyres are cold right now, so the AI will have an advantage. So this is going to be all about the last lap. This is the one. With chicane. There'll be no DRS for the pit straight, only for the back straight, which is, of course, very short. So if we just drive this well, we're going to be fine. There's the gap, just over a second as we set up the exit. Last lap.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
I think we can do this. I think we've got this. Come on. Tyres have held on. The fuel as well. Perfect strategy. Took a gamble when it paid off. Leclerc's knocking at the door, but no one's opening it. It's game over. It's going to be a massive win for the championship. Absolutely huge. Final corner. And Pierre Gasly wins the reverse Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. And a huge 25 points.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
Yes! That's what we're talking about. Here's the checker flag, and here's our winner. C'est magnifique! It's Pierre Gasly.
What a true show of character to fight through the grid the way they did, to not get beat down by starting so far down, and to come back and win it all. Just goes to show how strong this driver is.
It's what they've all been racing towards, waiting for them. High above the pit lane is our podium. And for the lucky three, it's time to stand on it. And only one can take that top spot. Today, it's Pierre Gasly's.
Well, there we go. Huge result today in Zandvoort, guys. We beat Leclerc and Verstappen. A beautifully executed one-stop, soft tyre to hard tyre, and avoiding actually the best tyre for this track, which is the medium. So yeah, very, very well done from us, and I'm very happy with that one. To be fair, I think we could have done that on medium hard as well. So we made it a bit more interesting by using the softs, but actually it allowed us to get the jump on Piastri in the first stint and kind of break up the field and really open things up for us and make it happen. So I do think it was the right call in the end. Either way, Carlos recovers into the points. He goes from P19 to P8, by the way. So Carlos had a grid drop in that one on top of his poor qualifying. So really good performance from Carlos Sainz. And yeah, in the end, we will take that. So let's quickly browse the standings. Pierre Gasly is fourth and has 19 points or 21 points over Oscar Piastri. So excellent stuff. Carlos Sainz is 16 points behind Piastri, and suddenly, as we head into the second half of the season, maybe, just maybe, we start to prioritize taking over Pierre Gasly, because we may have a Drivers' Championship to win after all. In the Constructors, we're third and only 69 nice points behind Ferrari, and we are 10 points ahead of Red Bull, thus winning the rivalry. So genuinely a perfect episode, things looking up, and yeah, you never know what might be next around the corner. Of course, next up we have Zandvoort in the normal direction, so we'll see if we can repeat the heroics today next time out as Carlos Sainz. In the meantime, guys, Comment below, should I drive as Pierre in the last few rounds, only as him to fight for the championship? Let me know in the comment section below. In the meantime, I'll leave it there. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more. On screen now, you would have had the fallout from that one as well, including beating Red Bull in the rivalry. As always, a massive shout out to my channel members. Guys, cheers for watching. Check out the 2 videos on screen. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. And that's goodbye from me. Ciao, ciao.